Hi, no intro and no outro for this one. And also, this is going to be the first, only, and last time I ever talk about this publicly because it's getting freaking ridiculous at this point. So, first off, hi, Al Johnson from The Al Johnson Show, in case you don't know. And let's get this out the way. If you guys don't know, just recently I did my reaction to the teaser trailer for HBO's Harry Potter reboot series. And in the trailer, we get our first look at actor Paapa Essiedu as Severus Snape. And just by that alone, even when he was first cast, it has been laced with nothing but ridicule and just blatant, racism from people who call themselves Potterheads or fans of the product. And also, yes, people like to say, well, in the book, he's described as this. Not taking into consideration that, yes, the books may say one thing, but that doesn't mean that's what the character is, period. Also, I bet you guys didn't know that when J.K. Rowling made the character Nagini, she had no clue in mind that we should have that Nagini should be a person whose spell is transformation and whatnot. Because when we think Nagini, we just think the snake, I believe the last Horcrux to Voldemort. And then when the Fantastic Beasts movies came around and decided to make Nagini a person who do numerous transformations because of her spell, is cursed to be a snake. Let's show the human side first. It was an Asian woman, and people, Potterheads, have problems with that too. But this one, it just goes beyond just not liking the change. It's just racism. Because if you don't know, Paapa Essiedu is a black man, and Severus Snape is a white man, a fictional one at that. And people, Potterheads, have had problems with this. Now, as far as where do I fall into this, honestly, I'm saying this right now. Whoever would have been cast as Severus Snape for this TV show, people would not have liked, period. Even those who say, oh, Adam Driver should have played it because he looks like he could be a Severus Snape, or he looks like a spitted image of Alan Rickman, not taking into fact that Adam Driver is an American actor and British actors are only used for the Harry Potter projects. Well, why is John Lithgow playing Professor Dumbledore? Ain't he American? Yes, but he trained in the UK to study acting, to better himself as an actor. He went to the UK. He didn't do it here. He didn't do it in America. He did it in the UK. So by definition, he's an honorary Brit. So that gets a pass. And plus, who really is mad at John Lithgow as Professor Dumbledore, who was shown in the trailer? But what makes this more and more sadder than just blatant racism is also the fact that Paapa Essiedu finally spoke out about people's negative reaction to him being cast as Snape, and he even said in one interview, I can't remember, he even said in one interview from somewhere, I can't remember off the top of the head, where he said he had received death threats from people who call themselves Potterheads, even one who says either quit or, and I'm not going to say the part out loud. And then was even asked, I think even in an interview, why take this role? You could have taken any other role. You could have been in Star Wars. You could have done this and that. And he says that Harry Potter, the whole theme of Harry Potter is to fight against evil and to do good in the world. I took this opportunity. I'm going to play it to the best of my ability. I love Professor Snape. Also, I relate to Harry Potter, so why wouldn't I want to be a part of this project? Which is a good answer. And again, like I said, whoever would have been cast as not just Snape, but anybody in the Harry Potter world, whoever would have been casted versus people who played him previously, it would have been an uneasy task, because when you think of Harry Potter, you think of course, Daniel Radcliffe. When you think of Dumbledore, you think of Sir Richard Harris and Sir Michael Gambon. When you think of Professor McGonagall, you think of Dame Maggie Smith. When you think of Hagrid, you think of Robbie Coltrane. And especially when you think of Severus Snape, you think of Alan Rickman. And also, what people don't take into consideration, that Alan Rickman was 2+ decades older than the character is depicted in the book. It's a tiny bit problematic, but it didn't really overall matter, because Alan Rickman was a brilliant actor who plays Snape. And I honestly have no problem saying that, yeah, I think Paapa Essiedu is going to do great in the role. Will he be as good as Alan Rickman? Not really. But here's the thing. I'm not looking at Paapa Essiedu or Dominic McLaughlin or Janet McTeer or John Lithgow or anybody, or Nick Frost, anybody in this Harry Potter series to do better or even get close to the previous actors before them. I want them to do it. Obviously, I want them to do well, but I want them to do it on their terms, because this TV show is going to be nothing like the movies. Will there be tie-ins? Will there be references to what we know from the movies and maybe from the books? Yes, but this should be their own thing. And I understand if you want to combat not watching this because of obvious reasons, but because they casted a black man to play a fictional character, y'all need serious help. Better yet, y'all need Jesus. And again, Paapa Essiedu, when he first appears as Snape, he could do good, he could be bad. We don't really know. And I think we should judge based on that, not because, oh look, black man. No. And what's also more sad about this is the blatant black jokes and memes that have already been spawned from just the casting alone, even down also to what he looks like in photos, which, yes, comes with the fact that they gave Snape dreadlocks. And yes, it's not lost on me that, well, this is a black actor playing this character. Let's give him dreadlocks, which at this point, it's just I'm just so numb to that dumbness. It's just whatever. But again, I'm focused on what Paapa Essiedu does as Snape per his own merits. I don't want him to be a copycat of Alan Rickman, because that would be dumb. And I remember when he was first cast as Snape, I just thought, oh, not who I would have expected. But then again, I wasn't expecting anybody, because it's really hard to say who could be cast as Snape, because I'm so used to Alan Rickman. And if you guys saw my reaction to the trailer, of course I was emotional watching it. I nearly cried. Mainly was because of the fact that, wow, I'm 25 years older now than I was when I first saw Harry Potter, and I'm seeing this done again. Now, is it necessary for them to do this? No. But who am I to be like, well, I'm not going to watch it because of, like I said in my trailer reaction, if this don't work, I got the movies to fall back on. Basically here, if Paapa Essiedu doesn't stick the landing, I got Alan Rickman to fall back on, and also vice versa with everybody else. And I think it's really sad that people are taking their anger out on this man who just did what everybody that was casting the show did. He auditioned, he got the call back, he auditioned in front of the producers, the writers, and the directors for the show, and he got the part. I bet you guys wouldn't believe how many other black actors was auditioning for Snape and didn't get it but him. How many people that were not white auditioned but he got it. How many white actors auditioned. But no, let's just give all the crap to this actor who just is doing his job. So again, you call yourself a Potterhead or a Snape lover, and you're trying to defend the integrity of the character and what Alan Rickman brought to the role by attacking this man who didn't do anything wrong except audition and got casted for the role. If you're doing all that in the name of defending the integrity of a fictional character by being blatantly racist, you need Jesus. You don't you don't need help. You need Jesus. And again, this show is not really for you. It's not even for me anyway. But I'm gonna give it a watch. And I'm gonna watch and support the actors and the creatives behind this show, excluding one person. You know who. Especially the person I'm supporting the most is Paapa Essiedu. Because you know what? Again, he might knock it out of the park. He might crap the bed. I don't really know. But I'm going to give it a watch. And I'm going to be fair about what he did right or wrong. And I think y'all should too. And do it the right way. Not do it the dumb way like I'm constantly seeing online. So Paapa Essiedu, I doubt you'll watch this. But man, you have my support. And I'm pulling for you to do just as good as what Alan Rickman did in the role. You have my support. And for the rest of you, find Jesus.